Welcome to Health Pod, your self-development hub
on mental health, psychology, and spirituality. As a husband, I think it is one of my responsibilities for you to feel content and feel held.
You see, even the way you are putting that into words, you sound like a therapist. This is exactly it. Sometimes I just want to have a conversation. I don't need you to always hold space for me.
It doesn't come easy because when you say certain things to me, and especially if they're direct, they're also painful. You started tearing my masculinity apart. When is there ever gonna be enough? So we're here today to discuss about our relationship.
Jesus, Steph.
As you can understand, we're here to expose...
No, we're not here to expose.
Okay, see, we already have a discussion, a disagreement. So this podcast started quite well for you guys. I hope you feel entertained and that you will gain something from this podcast in regards to our honest discussion as a couple and what we're going through in our relationship. Maybe you will find some insightful tips on the ways that they could help your relationship. And please let us know on the comments below what you think about this episode. Hélène.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Dr. Stefanos. Hello, husband. Hello, father of my children. And welcome to Health Food.
So I'm going to start today's conversation with something that you said to me the other day that, you know what, sometimes I just want you to listen to me and I don't want you to be a therapist, but I want my husband, which I find very difficult to detach from the therapist role, let go of this armor or this brain that I'm carrying throughout the day and actually be fully present with you, to support you emotionally, to just listen to you without providing, in a way, solutions.
Yeah, I said that. What about that?
So what about that?
You want me to elaborate?
As a husband, I think it is one of my responsibilities, and I've been carrying that for a long time now, for you to feel content, happy, safe, and feel held in our relationship. Something that doesn't come easy for me, but I always, let's say, make sure that after I finish work that I come back to you and I provide space for you to express yourself. Now,
You see, even the way you are putting that into words, you sound like a therapist. In the context of explaining that you make space, you hold space for me at night, or we will speak. You already look at it as there's this task that you have to do when you come home to make sure that your wife's okay. And that comes obviously from your own guilt about whatever it is that you are carrying around that. But this is exactly it. Sometimes I just want to have a conversation. I don't need you to always hold space for me.
okay.
And yeah, you listen, but it's just, I think we forget the connection between us because of how many roles we play throughout the day. And then we come home and we carry on those roles and we forget how to be together as a couple, where you just talk about shit. You know, you talk about stuff that isn't so important. And it's not about the organization of the house. It's not about what the kids did. It's not about, you know, what the plans are for tomorrow. But it has more to do with, how are you feeling?
Okay.
How was your day? If I have something to talk about, to be able to have your full attention and for you to not be so much in your mind, thinking about what do I have to answer, what do I have to say to her in order for her to feel heard or validated or that I'm acknowledging her, but to actually be present, to be interested.
To be interested.
To be interested in what I'm saying.
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Ioannou and I'm a psychophysiologist. I specialize on stress and anxiety and also on communication issues between couples. So for those of you that might be facing this type of problems, I provide the link for you below to book your one-to-one session with me. See you there. What is something that I do without me noticing that frustrates you?
Do you want the list?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, you don't have to give the full list. Just give
I'll keep it relevant to what we were just talking about. When I speak to you and you're in your phone and you answer with and I know I have completely been ignored. You have not heard what I said. And I know I'm going to have to repeat that again another 2 to 3 times at some point, especially if it's something that we need to get done or we need to talk about, whether it's got to do with the podcast. I know that I'm not being heard. I'm not being acknowledged. Even the is...
Yeah, and the is definitely a sign that I'm not listening to you.
Yeah.
And it's something that we started integrating a couple of months ago, actually, in which we stopped watching TV altogether. We rarely watch TV. We might put some music on, we light candles, and we just try to be fully present with each other and just hold space, just listen with trying more to understand. Now, we need to say that this doesn't happen always.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah. It doesn't happen always. Not necessarily provide solutions, but in the framework of a good conversation with any human being, and what we usually do most of the times is that we usually project our own thoughts onto our partner in regards to any topic. Most of the times we interrupt our partner while our loved one speaks to us, which causes frustration and tension to build up. So we're not really active listeners.
No, we're not. And I'm guilty of doing that as well. Of course, it's not just, it's some sort of a defense mechanism, and no, not defense, an automated mechanism that we have as humans or specific people with specific personalities that want to fix the situation, that want to provide guidance through thinking or believing that they know best. Whereas sometimes the easiest thing to do and the simplest thing to do is ask the opinion of the other person and what they think about a specific topic or how to approach it. You know, how did it make you feel?
Yeah, and you're right. We need to ask for permission to express our opinion. We don't really know what are the requirements of our partner.
But I've got to say, you have to be very present to do that. We make it sound easy because we are both, I'm a coach, you're a mental health expert, so we listen to people a lot. But when it comes to us...
And we want to be heard. We
also want to be heard because you are listening to people all day, And then you come to the point where you come home and you want to be able to also be heard and to be able to express, but to do it in the same structure as you do it, as we do it with our clients, comes with more effort when it has to do with ourselves.
It's a very thin line for me. And I find it very difficult to differentiate between being in a professional setup where the person comes to you, makes an energy exchange to be heard, and kind of for you being a clean slate for them to have a discussion with themselves, and you basically asking the right questions, which is something that we also do together, asking questions, but sometimes it becomes annoying between us.
Yeah.
Like we start asking questions. Oh, you feel this way. From where did that come from? Or did your mom make you feel like this? Or did your dad make you feel like this? Why do you seek this validation? Does this come from a place of ego? And it's like we broke each other apart and we put each other back together. And there is frustration being built up that it's constructive, but it takes away from our relationship the spontaneity of being, can I use the phrase normal human? Can I use the phrase, let's say, being naive about certain things? Because we've reached to the point that we know each other so well
We don't play roles.
That we play a role.
We don't play roles, actually, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we don't play roles.
We don't put
yes.
the masks on. Like, there's the filters. They're hardly there. I don't know. I'm talking about myself.
and we try not to project either. At least I'm vigilant of that. So,
what do you think has been the most essential part of our relationship? Okay, let's just say that we've been together 14 years and there have been many struggles and lots of growth, lots of changes. We have changed as individuals, but we have done so together. But we've had a lot of arguments along the way. There's been a lot of micro tweaking and adjustments in order to be able to stay on the same path or on our own individual paths, but supporting each other while doing so without one of us wanting to be over here and then the other one, having completely different dreams. So there's some sort of alignment there. So what do you think has been the most essential part?
So I can speak about myself. I understand that a lot of my core values as a man relate back to my family. I might not necessarily take into account a lot of the opinions that other people might have of me, good or bad, but I take into account greatly the opinion that my partner has of me. So that is what I take as a compass. And that has always been what I have taken as a compass for my life until now, after we came into a committed relationship together. Now, I don't know if I'm reading your face correctly.
I'm a bit tired, but don't read my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm answering your question right. Now, through my personal evolution as a man, and which is a role that I'm still discovering, is that I've always sought your spiritual guidance in terms of which direction I should take. And I will explain a little bit more about this because this might sound wrong. Now, we all carry our insecurities, and most of us, we don't really believe in ourselves. Now, we're expecting from another person to truly see our power and in a way push us into a direction in which we'll fully be ourselves, but also for the other person to be prepared to hold us in the occasion that things might not go as planned. And for me, this has been the phenomenon in many cases in our path together, in which you were always there supporting me. I was communicating my fears, my pain, my weaknesses, and you're like, Steph, if only you could see how powerful you are. If only you could see the things that you can achieve. If only you would believe a little bit more on yourself. If you would love yourself a bit more. Which put me into an introspective process of trying to understand more myself. Now, saying this, it doesn't come easy, because when you say certain things to me, and especially if they're direct, they're also painful. And they hurt me. And when they hurt me, I close up emotionally. And I question my partner based on, are her words coming from a place of love? Or is she trying to tear me down right now and put doubt into my head that I'm not enough? Because wanting your partner to excel could be being a good partner, being a good father, being a good professional. In the point that you are telling them you could be more, you could be a champion at this, it's like it still throws you back into a point where you feel like, damn, I'm not enough. I'm still not good enough. What else could I do for my partner to fully embrace me as I am? When is there ever going to be enough of me as a father, as a provider, as a partner?
Yeah. Doesn't that come from you, though? From you feeling you're enough?
It definitely comes from me, of not feeling enough. And this is what I see most of the times, in which I'm stressed and not relaxed, that I perceive your words towards me as hostile. And then eventually I close up and I don't hear your words as coming from a place of love, because my ego gets in the way.
Okay.
Or my maternal wound might come in the way. And you're a powerful, authoritative woman in which I need to, and the reason why you might be like this is because you might have never been fully held by the masculine to be in your full feminine nature, to feel held, to feel safe. And the way you are communicating your message might come in a direct masculine, if we could call it masculine way. Now, the way I would like to be communicated, which I believe that the way that you're communicating to me, it's absolutely perfect, because otherwise I wouldn't listen. And this is possibly why you're doing it, because if you're soft with me, I would
don't listen.
Yeah, I would just maybe brush it off. So you find a model that works for your partner. And I'm grateful for that.
Boo. I see you watching. I see you watching and really enjoying this episode. So if you're this far through the episode, make sure that you like and subscribe. It really helps our channel. Thank you. And so going back to the question that I asked you, what do you think has been essential to keeping our relationship together? Would you say that based on what you answered, it has to do with, it almost sounds like you describe me as I'm your compass, in which direction you should go, which, I mean, it's quite lucky that I personally find I am not manipulative, and I work in the best interest of you as a person to get where you need to, and for our family. You know, to you fully trust in my own perception, in my own intuition, in me guiding you. Because sometimes your own mind gets in the way. It's not that you don't know or that you can't use your own intuition or your own compass, because when you are in that alignment, you know, you have all the answers. But at times, because of how overloaded your work schedule is and busy you are very much in your head, which doesn't give you the ability to feel, to connect to your body, to listen to what is this message I'm receiving. And that can be, you know, through you contracting in your body. It could just be a tightness in your stomach that you're not even sensing. But as soon as I'm around you, I've read you, I've picked it up, I'm feeling the energy in my own body. And with that, I can translate that into words to sort of say, you know, take a moment here, take a break, and with that, realign yourself. Or maybe this isn't the right thing that you're doing. Perhaps you could take it from this perspective. I think you read that comment in a negative way, or how, you know, that was said to you.
I think what has kept us together is that we always check in on each other, where we're
That's a really
at
good point.
on a daily basis. And it's and one of the main questions that happen on a daily basis is, how do you feel today? How are you? Are you okay? Are you not okay? And we're so in tune with each one's facial expressions that we know just by seeing the other person, seeing our partner. And I think this is the level of work that we have put into our relationship, that we know when our partner doesn't feel well.
And we don't ignore it.
And we don't ignore it.
We actually bring awareness to it.
Yes. You're not well. What's going on? You could say, for example, I feel very overwhelmed with the kids. There were things that I wanted to do for myself today, but I didn't manage to accomplish my list, my goals.
You put it very nicely. I don't think that's how I say it.
Yeah, this is
it's more like
yes, or but you want to vent sometimes. Yeah. And I need to provide space for you to express your frustration, to express the fact that, you know what, you fucker, I'm always here for you, to listen to you, to look after our kids, to try and look after myself throughout the day, to run a podcast, to arrange your schedule, to arrange our holidays, there are so many things that revolve around you. Organization, so many things that.
Do you want me to give you a list of them as well?
No, because I understand and I'm grateful about them. But there's sometimes that you, as men, we think that she's tired. What are you tired of? You've been all day at home.
Please don't tell me you think that.
I'm not saying that. Definitely never. But even if that was the scenario, I think the most treacherous place, yeah, let's come. The most treacherous place to be in life, it's within your own mind. It's within your own mind. So, and your mind can be a very destructive place to be. So it is easier, let's say, to be doing things and getting involved with people and altering your reality, but it's much harder to sit with yourself, to sit with your innermost, darkest thoughts that if you do, they're eating you up alive. Expectations, the priming of society. You should be doing something with your life. You should be working. You should be making money. You have so much potential. You could be this, you could be that. And that puts you into a place where you never feel enough, especially as a woman. Oh, I look after the kids. I don't know, I look after the house, I cook.
Yeah. I think though, sorry to interrupt
you.
you.
Do so. I'm not saying that you cook.
No, I don't cook.
Yes.
I don't. And there are certain things that I'm very good at delegating, that I know that I don't have the time for this, and I don't have the time to cook. I have someone that helps me with cooking. I don't have the time to run, the podcast by myself. There's always, there's people that you need in order to support you, or, I can't pick the kids up. Can your mother help? We need to pick them up soon. How can this, I don't even know what to call it, structure. Whether that's the family structure, the business structure, how can this run with flow in a way that that things can get done, but you can also have the space and time for you to also have time to do things. And going back to what you said, that to me, success is, yes, about putting myself out there and being seen, but I actually find huge rewards in managing a household. Even though it's not being seen by anyone, I know how much work I'm putting into organizing the kids' timetables, making sure that the food is...
Is it not being seen by me though? Is it not being seen by me? Because this is something hurtful to come into realization that as men, we take the things that our wife does for granted. And the way I see you in our family, and I understand this, I don't know if I am at the emotional level to fully communicate this or show it to you, and I apologize if I'm not, is that I see you as the glue that keeps our family structure, our business together. Because if you're not there, everything would be scattered.
Yeah, which has happened when I have gone away, and basically everything falls on you.
Yes. And it has been, when you left, I had to work until 12 o'clock at night, from 6 to 12, to just cope with the workload that you were taking off my hands so that I can function, and I can function as a professional. And I was extremely tired. And when you came back, you're like, you haven't done a good job. Your family is your priority. Something that basically made me feel inadequate. Even though I was like, oh, she's away, she went to the States, she's gonna do her own thing, I'm proud of her, she's pursuing her dreams, I'm fully supporting her. I can go to the office, I can do the podcast, I can appear on a public event, I have my men's circles, I have the kids, I'm picking them up on time, I'm going shopping with the kids.
You did try and
our
do all
daughter
this.
Gets sick.
Yeah.
It kind of slips my attention, which I took her to the doctor, and eventually they didn't follow the right regime for therapy. And you come back and like whole hell breaks loose, and you started tearing my masculinity apart. Because you've raised a very valid point, is like your family is your priority.
Yeah, your kids. If your kids aren't well, then how could you be well?
And if you're running after fame, after validation, after helping people, you forget which is your core. And it took me quite a bit of time to come back from that blow from you. Because in a way, it came as a form of self-realization. What exactly are my priorities? Am I a good partner, a good father? And where exactly is my mind? Or Or is it just a tick list? Because for me, it's just a tick list. I'm never present. Go and do this, go and do that, run after this, run after that, play this role. And I find it very difficult to be present, enjoy, slow down, appreciate things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having said that, I think appreciation for each other in
all the small things.
In all the small things. Because when I had this debate with my brother, he was telling me, I disagree with what you've posted on Instagram about what women want from you and what men want from you. And he basically answered his question. The only thing, he said, I want from my wife is to appreciate me. This is what most women say and complain about. My partner doesn't appreciate me. And
this is what
most women say about their husbands.
Not men.
Not men. Mm-hmm. My wife doesn't, my husband doesn't appreciate me. Mm-hmm. The same thing though, if you ask men, my wife doesn't appreciate me.
Yeah. Does it mean the same thing? In the sense that a woman is looking for appreciation by being told or being seen emotionally.
Bravo.
So if you were to say in words to me, you know, and look at me in the eye and say, I so appreciate what you've done today, and I can see what a heavy workload you've got on, just from the kids, forget about the rest of the things that I do, as an example, then I feel that, okay, yeah, I'm being seen. I feel almost rewarded. It's like you're giving a candy to a kid. Mm-hmm. But for men to feel appreciated, do they feel they need to hear the same things, or is it?
And yes, so the discrepancy here is that for a woman to feel appreciated is as you said it. Mm-hmm. She needs to feel emotionally seen. Mm-hmm.
And men?
Men want to be admired by their wives. And for a man to gain the admiration of a woman is through their actions, through their struggles that they're facing on a daily basis, and they're succeeding through the battles that they're winning. That's how a man perceives, I'm gaining the admiration from my wife. It could be in a variety of domains. It could be a good father, good body, good athlete, good provider, good sexual intimacy. So there is a multiple aspects in which a man wants to feel admired by his wife, by his partner. And if a man doesn't receive that, their self-esteem, their confidence starts dropping.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. It's been an absolute pleasure filming it for you guys. If you like the work that we are putting out into the world, please make sure you like this video and you subscribe to our channel. It really helps the work that we do.
And if you would like to follow our journey on our IG account, as well as learn more about our services, we provide everything for you in the description below. Thanks for watching.